Did you know there are more than 6,000 shipwrecks resting at the bottom of the Great Lakes, and around 30,000 people who went down with them and never came back up? Or that there's a lake in Michigan so cold that it refuses to release the bodies of the dead, keeping them perfectly preserved on the bottom for decades? How about the fact that hidden beneath the waves off the Michigan coast sits an entire ancient forest, a stone monument older than the pyramids, and pools of alien purple slime that shouldn't exist on modern Earth? Well, there's a lot more to Michigan than cars, cherries, and lake-effect snow. Every one of these Great Lakes is a graveyard, a time capsule, and a hiding place all at once. And the water has been swallowing things for thousands of years. Today we're counting down 20 things the lakes are hiding, and the closer we get to number 1, the darker it gets. Let's get into it. Fact 20. The inland seas pretending to be lakes. People hear the word lake and picture something you can see across. The Great Lakes are not that. Together they hold about 21% of all the fresh surface water on the entire planet, and Lake Superior alone is large enough and deep enough to have its own currents, its own weather, and waves that have topped 30 feet in a storm. Sailors don't treat them like lakes. They treat them like oceans, because that is how they behave. Michigan is wrapped by bodies of water so vast they generate their own storms, and those storms are exactly how the swallowing begins. Fact 19. The month the water turns deadly. Every year the lakes have a season for taking. On the Great Lakes, November is known as the month of storms, when cold air collides with the last warmth in the water and spins up sudden, violent gales that have sunk countless ships. The most famous of them struck on November 10, 1975, and sailors have feared these waters in late autumn for as long as boats have crossed them. Locals call the deadliest stretch Shipwreck Alley. The lakes look calm most of the year. Then one month arrives, and the water starts pulling things under. Fact 18. The graveyard nobody can count. Look beneath the surface and the scale is staggering. An estimated 6,000 or more shipwrecks lie scattered across the floors of the Great Lakes, and only a fraction of them have ever been found and mapped. Lake Superior alone is believed to hold around 550 wrecks, with many still undiscovered in its depths. New ones are still being located every year using sonar. The lakes have been quietly collecting sunken ships for centuries, and no one has managed to find them all. There is an entire hidden fleet down there in the dark. Fact 17. The lake that never gives up its dead. Here is the detail that turns the water genuinely eerie. Lake Superior is so deep and so cold that it averages below 40 degrees Fahrenheit even in the middle of summer, and in water that frigid. The bacteria that normally cause a body to decompose and float back to the surface simply cannot function. The dead don't rise. They stay on the bottom, preserved. Sailors have a saying that Superior never gives up her dead, and it is not a legend. It is chemistry. The largest of the Great Lakes keeps the people it takes, exactly where it took them. Fact 16. The ship that vanished mid-sentence. All of this comes together in one wreck. The Edmund Fitzgerald was a 729-foot freighter, the largest ship on the lakes when she launched. And on that November night in 1975, she sank so fast that all 29 men aboard died without ever sending a distress call. Her final radio message gave no hint of trouble, just the words, "We are holding our own." Minutes later, she was gone, broken in two, resting 530 feet down, and no bodies were ever brought home. One of the biggest ships ever to sail the lakes disappeared in moments, and the water closed over it without a sound. Fact 15. The coast that has no safe harbor. Some stretches of shoreline are killers by design. Along Lake Superior's shipwreck coast runs roughly 80 miles of shoreline with no safe harbor at all, a place where a ship caught in a storm has nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. More than 200 wrecks are believed to lie along that single stretch. Captains have dreaded it for generations because once the weather turns there, the options run out fast. The land itself offers no mercy, which is exactly why the lake has taken so many along that coast. Fact 14. The wrecks so perfect they look brand new. That same killing cold has a strange gift. Because the fresh water of the Great Lakes is so cold and free of the salt and organisms that destroy ocean wrecks, ships that sank a century ago sit on the bottom almost perfectly preserved, with intact hulls, standing masts, and even cargo still in place. Divers describe them as frozen in time, as if the crew stepped off yesterday. Some of the best preserved shipwrecks on Earth are hidden in Michigan's waters. The lakes don't just swallow ships, they mummify them. Fact 13. The alley that earned its name. One corner of Lake Huron has collected so many wrecks it became a protected sanctuary. The waters off Alpena, Michigan, hold the remains of nearly 100 known shipwrecks in an area long nicknamed Shipwreck Alley, now protected as the Thunder Bay National Marine Sanctuary. Schooners, steamers, and tugboats all rest down there together, layered across the lake bed. It is a museum no one built on purpose, filled entirely by disaster. And while divers were exploring those wrecks, they stumbled onto something the lake was hiding that was far stranger than any ship. Fact 12. The holes in the bottom of the lake. Down among those wrecks, the lake bed itself opens up. Scattered across the floor of Lake Huron are underwater sinkholes, some more than 300 feet across, where ancient limestone dissolved away and the ground collapsed. Cold, salty, oxygen-starved groundwater seeps up through these holes, creating pockets of water with completely different chemistry from the lake around them. Divers found them by accident while mapping shipwrecks. Beneath the graveyard of ships lies a second hidden world, and what lives inside it does not belong to our time. Fact 11. The alien slime from early Earth. Inside those sinkholes grows something that shouldn't exist here. The floors are carpeted in vivid purple and white microbial mats made of cyanobacteria that thrive in the sinkhole's high sulfur, no oxygen water, conditions that mirror the Earth of billions of years ago before the air was breathable. These microbes even migrate, purple by day, white by night. The only other places on the planet with similar life are the ice-covered lakes of Antarctica. A patch of the ancient alien Earth is still alive right now at the bottom of a Michigan lake. Fact 10. The forest that drowned standing up. The lakes have swallowed more than ships. Beneath the surface off the Michigan coast stand the remains of an ancient forest. The trunks of trees still rooted upright on the lake bed where they grew, some of them thousands of years old, drowned when the glaciers melted and the water rose over the land. In the cold, clear water, their wood is eerily preserved. Divers swim between the standing trunks of a woodland that has been underwater since before recorded history. A whole forest is down there, exactly where it stood the day the lake took it. Fact 9. The land bridge that sank. That forest is part of something bigger. Thousands of years ago, when water levels were far lower, a limestone land bridge stretched roughly 125 miles across what is now the bottom of Lake Huron, connecting Michigan to Ontario, a dry corridor where animals and people once traveled. When the lakes rose, that entire landscape vanished beneath the water. An ancient highway used by prehistoric hunters is now sitting on the lake bed. The lakes didn't just cover a forest, they swallowed an entire lost world. Fact 8. The Stonehenge under the water. On that sunken land bridge, humans left something behind. About 40 feet below the surface, researchers found a line of carefully arranged stones stretching over a mile, along with a formation in Lake Huron that scientists believe was a 9,000-year-old structure built to funnel caribou for ancient hunters. It is twice as old as the pyramids of Egypt and older than Stonehenge itself. One boulder even carries what appears to be a carving of a mastodon. A prehistoric monument built by people we know almost nothing about is hidden underwater in Michigan. Fact 7. The mystery nobody can fully explain. Some of what the lakes hide still defies clear answers. The stone formation in Grand Traverse Bay, a serpentine line of rocks running more than a mile, with one boulder appearing to show a mastodon carving, has never been fully explained, and access to protect it remains restricted. Whether every stone was placed by human hands or shaped partly by nature is still debated. What is certain is that people were here, on land now, deep underwater, thousands of years ago. The lake is guarding a puzzle that predates almost everything we call history. Fact 6. The dunes that bury everything. The swallowing doesn't stop at the water's edge. Along Michigan's western shore rise the largest freshwater dunes in the world, mountains of sand hundreds of feet tall, and they are not sitting still. The wind pushes them steadily inland, and over the years they have buried forests, roads, and even entire cottages, swallowing whole trees until only the tops show. One area is literally nicknamed for the ghost forest the sand created. On the coast of Michigan, the land itself moves and consumes whatever stands in its path. Fact 5. The island of shifting bones. Some of what the lakes take, they occasionally give back. Along the shorelines and shipwreck sites, storms and shifting sands periodically uncover old wreckage, timbers, and remains that had been buried for a century, then swallow them again in the next storm. Beaches on the Great Lakes have surrendered pieces of long-lost ships after violent weather. What the water hides is not always gone forever. Sometimes it resurfaces just long enough to be seen. The lakes reveal their secrets on their own schedule and then take them back. Fact 4. The waves that drown swimmers on calm days. The danger is not only in the deep past. The Great Lakes generate powerful, sudden rip currents and structural currents, especially along piers, that pull swimmers under even on sunny, ordinary days. And Lake Michigan in particular is known as the most dangerous of the lakes for drownings. Dozens of people are lost to these waters every year. The lake looks inviting, then the current takes hold. The same beautiful water that draws millions to the Michigan shore quietly swallows people who never saw it coming. Fact 3. The water that hides its own power. Here is what makes the lakes so deceptive. Unlike an ocean, the Great Lakes give almost no warning, no salt smell, no tides, no obvious sign of the power underneath. And that calm surface is exactly what fools people. The Great Lakes. Shipwreck Museum's own director described them plainly as beautiful, deadly places. Behind the postcard views sit currents, storms, and cold that have killed for centuries. Michigan's greatest attraction and its greatest danger are the same thing, and most people only ever see the beautiful half. Fact 2. The graves being found right now. This is not just old history frozen in time. Between 2019 and 2025, researchers on Lake Superior alone located 15 previously lost shipwrecks, including one found in 2024 that had gone down in 1892, leaving a single survivor. Every year, sonar reveals another ship, another crew, another story the lake had kept hidden for a century or more. The swallowing didn't stop, and neither has the search. Right now, in the present day, the lakes are still surrendering the wrecks they took generations ago. Fact 1. The graveyard that will never be emptied. Here is the truth that ties all of it together. The Great Lakes hold an estimated 6,000 or more shipwrecks and the remains of around 30,000 people, most of them still down there, preserved in the cold and dark, and the vast majority will never be recovered. Beneath that same water lie drowned forests, a sunken land bridge, a prehistoric monument, and pools of life left over from the dawn of the world. Michigan is not hiding one secret. It is surrounded on nearly every side by the largest system of freshwater graves and time capsules on Earth, and the lakes are still swallowing today. And now, you're one of the few people who actually knows what's down there. So the next time somebody tells you the Great Lakes are just pretty water, you will know the truth. Down in that cold and dark sit thousands of lost ships, tens of thousands of the dead who never rose, a drowned ancient forest, a monument older than the pyramids, and living slime from the beginning of the world. All of it swallowed, all of it hidden, all of it still there. If any of this surprised you, stick around, because every state in this country is hiding something.